Something truly shocking just happened in Dallas. And it's not just news, it's an emotional earthquake shaking the entire NFL landscape. Cowboys Nation is reeling, stunned, and struggling to process the reality of what's just unfolded. The unthinkable has happened. DeMarcus Lawrence, the heart, the soul, and the relentless force behind the Dallas Cowboys defense, is no longer with the team. After 11 seasons, a journey marked by passion, loyalty, and unyielding effort, the era of Tank in Dallas has officially come to an end. And make no mistake, this isn't just a roster move. This is a seismic shift in the very fabric of what the Cowboys have represented for over a decade. Let that sink in. The man who wore the star with pride, who brought the fire week in and week out, is now gone. A player whose presence alone could ignite an entire defense, who stood tall through the highs and lows, and who never backed down from a challenge, is walking away. It's more than just losing a player. It's the closing of a chapter, the turning of a page that fans weren't ready to flip. There were no warning signs, no retirement tour, no drawn-out goodbye. Just one moment, everything changed. And when the news broke, the internet erupted, Twitter timelines froze, Instagram comments flooded, and Facebook fan groups lit up with disbelief. This wasn't a rumor. It wasn't a glitch. It was real, verified, confirmed. DeMarcus Lawrence is no longer a Dallas Cowboy, and for many fans, it feels like the soul of the team has been ripped out. This wasn't some fringe veteran hanging on to the last snaps of his career. This was the longest tenured player left on the team after Zach Martin's departure. In many ways, Lawrence was the final remaining piece of a core that once carried championship hopes on its shoulders. He was a symbol of grit, toughness, and loyalty, qualities that never showed up on the stat sheet, but lived in every snap he took. In a franchise often criticized for inconsistency, Lawrence was a steady presence. Through coaching changes, playoff heartbreaks, and shifting team identities, he remained a constant. Let's talk about what this man did on the field. Over 60 career sacks, countless pressures, and game-altering plays. He set the tone on defense, collapsed pockets, shut down run games, and demanded double teams that freed up younger stars to shine. When you turned on the tape, you saw more than stats. You saw dominance, leadership, strategy, fire. You saw a player coaching in real time, calling out plays, adjusting alignments, mentoring Micah Parsons and Osa Odigizua, and leading with his voice and his actions. He wasn't just a pass rusher. He was a commander in the trenches. And the locker room felt it. Every single guy in that building knew what DeMarcus brought, not just on game days, but every day. Reports say that CeeDee Lamb found out live on stream and was visibly shaken. That wasn't just about losing a teammate, it was about losing a brother. That's how deeply embedded Lawrence was in the culture of this team. His departure isn't just strategic, it's emotional. It's raw. And it's personal. Sure, the business side of football is unavoidable. Contracts, salary caps, and age curves, they all play a role. The NFL is ruthless when it comes to decisions like this. And some fans are trying to take it in stride, repeating the mantra, it's just business. But this one cuts deeper. Because DeMarcus wasn't just another player. He was the player. A cornerstone. A tone setter. And when those kinds of players walk, the ripple effects hit everyone from rookies trying to find their place to veterans trying to rally the troops. Yes, his sack numbers dipped in recent years. That's the headline the skeptics will point to. But football people know better. The film tells a richer story. Lawrence was setting edges, anchoring the run defense, opening lanes for blitzes, and doing all the dirty work that doesn't make it into fantasy stats or Pro Bowl votes. His presence allowed others to thrive. He gave Micah Parsons the space to be electric. He gave the defensive line its voice. And now that voice is gone. So where do the Cowboys go from here? That's the million-dollar question. This isn't just about replacing a player on the depth chart. This is about redefining the identity of a defense. It's about filling a leadership vacuum that can't be measured. And it's about stabilizing a locker room that just lost one of its emotional anchors. The front office has already begun making moves, bringing in linebackers like Kenneth Murray and Jack Sanborn to try to bolster the defense. But let's be real, none of these new additions carry the weight or legacy of Lawrence. They may bring potential, but they don't bring the gravitas. There's undeniable talent on this roster. Micah Parsons is already a superstar. Trayvon Diggs has the skill set to dominate in the secondary, but they're still young. The veteran voice that steadied the storm is no longer there. And in a league where chemistry and leadership can mean the difference between a playoff run and a lost season, that matters. That matters a lot. This move also sends a powerful message across the organization. If DeMarcus Lawrence can go, anyone can. No player, no matter their tenure or contributions, is immune. That can be a motivator or a destabilizer depending on how the locker room responds. And for Dak Prescott, now the most senior player on the roster, the pressure to lead just multiplied. He has to become more than the quarterback. He has to become the glue, the unifier, the emotional heartbeat of this team. Outside the locker room, everyone's watching. Fans, analysts, rival teams, all of them are asking, what are the Cowboys doing? Are they rebuilding, reloading? Or is this just cap clearing disguised as strategy? The truth is, we don't know yet. We're standing at a crossroads, and how the next few months unfold will define not just this season, but potentially the next era of Dallas Cowboys football. Because here's the reality, this team has been stuck in playoff limbo for years. Always good, never great. Always on the brink, never breaking through. And now, one of their defensive anchors is gone. The margin for error just got slimmer. The stakes just got higher. And the pressure? It's everywhere from the front office to the sidelines to every player wearing that star. And then there's the emotional toll. The part fans feel deep in their chest. DeMarcus Lawrence didn't just play for Dallas. He belonged to Dallas. He gave his all to this city, on and off the field. He gave back to the community, mentored youth, supported causes bigger than football, and stood tall as a role model. He was a Cowboy in the truest sense, not just because of the jersey, but because of the heart behind it. His legacy isn't just in tackles and sacks. It's in the lives he touched, the teammates he inspired, and the standard he upheld. That's why this hurts. Because it wasn't just a transaction. It was a goodbye to someone who meant something, who carried the weight of a franchise with pride. And now that chapter is closed. So here we are, fans, players, media, all of us asking the same questions. What kind of team are we becoming? Are we losing our identity? Or forging a new one? The answers won't come overnight. But what's clear is this: the next few months will shape the future of the Dallas Cowboys in ways we can't yet predict. The front office has decisions to make. The players have new roles to embrace. And the fans? We'll be here, watching, hoping, supporting, because that's what Cowboys fans do. But let's not downplay the significance of this moment. This is a pivot point, a fork in the road. Years from now, we'll look back at the day DeMarcus Lawrence left and ask, was it the beginning of something better or the unraveling of something special? Time will tell. But until then, all we can say is thank you, DeMarcus Lawrence. Thank you for the sweat, the leadership, the loyalty. You gave us 11 unforgettable years. And no matter where you go, you'll always be a cowboy in the hearts of this fan base. And to Cowboys Nation, stay strong. Because this story, it's far from over.